Well, technology investments, including artificial intelligence, have done well in 2024, but our next guest believes 2025 could be an even better year. Quantum computing is the field he looks at. Let's bring in Eric Jackson. He's founder and president at EMJ Capital. We're going to talk about 3 stocks in the quantum computing field. Eric, thanks a lot for joining us. First of all, let's define quantum computing. So we'll let's tell viewers what quantum computing is. Remind them.
Sure. So classical computing is the traditional approach we've had for the last 50 years to computing. It involves bits. It involves CPU chips running them, where Intel obviously was the leader. And just recently, we've obviously upped the game in the shift to AI with NVIDIA's GPU approach, which takes sort of like a parallel processing approach as opposed to a more linear one in the CPU approach. But all of that is within the classical computing framework. Quantum computing has been thought about in sort of research labs for a time, where basically you can sort of take what's happening today in a classical computing approach and almost develop multiple states. So it's not just a 0-1 outcome that's existing at all times, but multiple states of zeros and ones. And because of that, you can obviously imagine that it's almost like taking the parallel processing approach that NVIDIA has provided and gotten people so excited about over the last couple of years, and extend that almost in almost an infinite way. And so a couple of weeks ago, you might have heard there was an announcement by Google that they had developed their own quantum chip, which they call the Willow chip. And with that Willow chip, they were able to complete mathematical computations in 5 minutes that basically would have taken traditional supercomputers, that exist today in the classical computing approach, longer than the span of time that Earth has existed to calculate. And so that announcement in and of itself has sort of given Google a shot in the arm. I think they're up something like 16% this month, which for Google is a huge move. And I think what excited people so much is that it basically made people sit up and say, hey, quantum computing we thought was something that was 10 years away. It could actually be 2 years away, 3 years away. It's much closer, and the pace at which things are developing. Hey, we have to take this whole space, much more seriously. So I hope that's a good overview.
So we're going to talk about 3 stocks in this conversation, and I believe all 3 of them have rallied very, very sharply, very, very recently. Was it the Google announcement that lit a fire under these stocks? We'll take a look at one right now. Rigetti Computing, ticker symbol RGTI on the Nasdaq, and you'll see that the stock went absolutely parabolic, as they say, in the early portion of November. Was it the Google announcement that spurred this rally?
I think what first lit a fire, Paul, was the election of Trump, because there had been an announcement in October that China had used a quantum computer to hack into RSA level security, which is sort of the current state-of-the-art security that is used by financial institutions, anybody with serious, who wants sort of state-of-the-art data protection. And so when Trump was elected, you can imagine, he's had a number of sort of pet spaces where he said, hey, we need to win there versus China. America needs to dominate. And quantum computing was an area that he hadn't said a lot about in words, but people could surmise that this is, you can't just let China be the dominant player in quantum computing if this is going to be the next gen for AI. So that started the rally, but certainly the Willow chip announcement was an enormous kind of event for all the 3 stocks. So Rigetti, is a stock that de-SPACed in 2021 at $10, and it was sort of left for dead. Sort of people thought quantum computing, this is a theoretical exercise. this kind of company and others in the quantum space, they're making no revenues, let alone profits. Why would I put money to work here in these kinds of stocks? And I think it dropped something like 95% if you pulled that chart back, a couple of years. But now we're basically had this incredible rally in the last month or so, and they came out with an announcement Rigetti did last week where they had improved their current state-of-the-art quantum computing system, what they call Anka 3, that has 84 qubits. So quantum thinks in qubits, not bits, and it's much more powerful, obviously, than a bit computer. Their previous Anka 2 had been something like a 9-qubit type system, so much faster than people expected in this release. And so this thing, even though it's I don't know, 5x, 6x or something, it's still basically barely above its de-SPAC price from 2021.
If we take a look at what happened with AI, I mean, AI had been around for quite a few years. It really wasn't until May of 2023 that all of a sudden this excitement came out with the whole announcement of ChatGPT. And then the stocks just took off from there because that was something practical that investors could sink their teeth into, like consumers actually using it. I mean, obviously, quantum computing isn't at that stage yet. We're seeing some rise in some stocks now. When might we see that type of scenario? Is it 3 years out, or is it 5 years out, where we're actually starting to see quantum computing really being used, at a practical level here? I mean, so far, quantum computing is being used for tests and benchmarks, et cetera. But the companies can actually start using this.
Well, there's two things. There's like, when's it going to be substantively be used and rolled out en masse, and then when's it going to get reflected in the stock price? And the stock prices are moving now because even though these companies like Rigetti, I think in its last 12 months only did something like 11 million in revenue annual, it's all about looking forward to where the puck is going. And I think you're right. I think that the next set of announcements that we're going to see from Rigetti and IonQ and BTQ are going to be sort of starter orders from customers for their stuff. And so we will probably not get to the stage of huge rollout for probably another 2, 3, 4 years. But I think what's important to realize about this whole space is that, like, basically ChatGPT lit a fire under the world's behind to kind of say, hey, this space is moving now. We've got to get a plan, a strategy in place. We've got to deploy apps. We're starting to do that, obviously, with NVIDIA, with their Blackwell chips and stuff. And so the whole pace has just increased so much. And quantum fits into the next generation of that move that we've already seen. Quantum, in fact, is a threat long-term for NVIDIA. Someone could be producing, maybe it's Rigetti, maybe it's IonQ, could be producing the chips today that in 2, 3, 4 years basically displace the latest generation of NVIDIA because they are built on that classical computing model. So I think you need to do your own research, but you don't want to be sort of sitting back and saying, hey, I want to own those stocks because they're not profitable and they're trailing EV to EBITDA ratios or nothing. If you want to sit back and wait for this, Rigetti, which is now a $4 billion stock. It used to be a sub $1 billion stock a couple of weeks ago, probably on its way to a $30 to $50 billion stock, in a year or two, perhaps. You're going to sit back and just miss out on that rally, or do you want to dip your toe and kind of play in these spaces? The biggest upside of all these names is BTQ, Canadian company, Canadian listed. They're taking a different approach. They're not trying to build the chips, the quantum chips. They are trying to be the quantum sort of CrowdStrike, post-quantum CrowdStrike, because what can you do with this Willow chip that does these mathematical computations? Besides break into RSA level security, you can also break into Bitcoin. You can solve Satoshi's algorithm, break into any crypto wallet, where this used to be like impossible to think of a couple of years ago. So you are obviously going to need security to protect anybody with a sizable crypto wallet. BTQ is the only public company that I know of that has been in this space for 12 years, working on products and solutions. No, they don't have revenue. Neither does Rigetti. Neither does really IonQ in any meaningful way. But they are probably close to lots of products being launched. This area of security is not something that, I don't know, pick a traditional CrowdStrike can just sort of say, hey, okay, we're just going to whip up whip up a quantum level solution here for our customers and roll it out, it's going to come from, sort of newer players that have been working in this space for, a decade plus. So
okay, we'll have to leave it there. Eric, thanks a great deal for your insight.